Continuing coverage now of a new report about a threat to children's safety. Researchers are sounding the alarm about the growing number of children poisoned by e-cigarettes. While the Washington Poison Control Center says the total number of exposures in all age groups is decreasing in the state, children ages 1 to 3 are still getting into these dangerous chemicals. KXLY4's Drew Reeves working for you tonight. And Drew, you spoke with some experts about what parents can do about this to save their children, or at least some safety measures. You went to an e-cig shop and to find out why this is so appealing to kids.
Yeah, so I went to Sublime Vapor today just to talk to them and see what's going on. And this is one of the products I brought back. It's liquid nicotine, or they call it juice. And this is a custard flavor, and if you smell it...
Yeah, I smelled this earlier, and it smells incredible.
It smells like a dessert,
just eat
really.
The whole thing.
Yeah, I can totally see why kids want to get into this stuff, but the experts I talked with, they say you just need to use common sense to keep your kids away from this stuff.
Walk into Sublime Vapor and you'll immediately recognize the sweet smells of vanilla and sugar, but it's not sweets they're selling.
Nicotine is a poison. It can kill somebody.
Liquid nicotine, or as it's commonly referred to, juice, is being blamed for a rising number of poisonings across the country in young children.
This is a common trend that we're seeing with e-cigarette products.
Dr. Alexander Gerard is the clinical manager with the Washington Poison Center and says children ages 1 to 3 remain the most affected group by these poisonings.
Kids mimic or model the behavior of adults and caregivers and siblings, so it's not unusual maybe for them to actually use these products.
Statewide, 14 calls have come into the Poison Control Center this year. 13 of those calls have come from Spokane. 12 of those calls involved people under 20, and 8 were children ages 1 to 3.
Just lock it up like you would if you had any kind of chemical in your house. Make sure your kids can't reach it.
Joey Blodgett is the general manager of Sublime Vapor. He says liquid nicotine needs to be kept up high or locked in a cabinet, but what he really recommends is making sure you only buy products with child-proof lids.
You actually have to push it down and then twist it to the side.
Something that should be more heavily regulated now that the FDA has decided to take on the e-cig industry.
Prior to that, the industry was pretty unregulated in many ways. It truly was the Wild West.
Dr. Gerard says he hopes this regulation will put a halt to this terrifying trend.
So Nadine, like they were pointing out those childproof lids, this actually is one of them. Sublime Vapor says they only sell products with childproof lids. If you try and twist, nothing happens. You got to push down, and then it comes off, making it more difficult for your children to get into.
All right. Well, thank you, Drew. And if you do have a child that gets exposed, there's a number that you need to take and put it in your phone. Make sure you have it by your landlines as well. It's the Washington Poison Center. They can tell you what kind of treatment is best for your child. If your child were to ingest that nicotine, that liquid nicotine, the number 1-800-222-1222.